Hey guys, Tech here, and today I'm coming to you with the newest version of the updated building for the Twig and Ladder update. So first I want to start off this video by saying Face Punch has basically made it impossible to stop Twig raid towers. The old way that we did it with the stairs and buried in the ground, that doesn't work anymore. They made it so that you can build a wall on either side of the stairs. If you were to throw a triangle down and throw stairs down there, you could just build a wall on the end of it and then you would be up. So there's literally no way to stop this. You could try, what if I throw barriers up there? It doesn't work. You could still just build the stairs and build a wall. So other than completely littering the ground with a million of these, which is expensive and ugly, there's really no way to stop towers. So the things that we're focusing on now as far as building to keep your stuff as safe as possible is we still want to try to prevent ladders. That way people don't feel safe while they're building, while they're trying to climb your tower. They have to be out in the open. They got to be building a tower, out here or whatever. You want to try to keep them as far away from your base as possible for them to build up so that you can get good angles or other people can see them, come counter raid them. And then the other key thing that we want to do is we want to keep you safe as possible from them blowing down. So before we get into the tour and everything, I want to show you the theory behind what we're doing. And I'll start out here. Basically, right now, if somebody was to raid your little 1x1, they'd only have to use 4 rockets, get through this floor, no big deal. But if you wanted to be a little bit safer, all you gotta do is put those roofs on, add another layer of walls, and then we'll just make this a little bit faster. Put a floor on top, and a floor on the bottom. So now instead of a 1x1, you have a 1x2. But this 1x2 requires them to go through 3 different floors worth of explosives before they get down there. So by adding 1 level, you effectively have added 3 levels, which is going to make it a lot harder for them to blow down. It's a lot more compact, and it's a lot cheaper than having to build up, a 1x4 or whatever. So that's the theory that we have working in here. Alright, so let's get right into the tour here. And I start off, come inside, got an airlock with a double door, another set of double doors, and then another set of double doors. This is where you're going to be keeping your main loot. You got 8 chests down here to keep that, the stuff that you really don't want to lose, your components, your sulfur, things like that. You got the tool cupboard thrown in here. Still just pretty much an anti-grief device, not that important, but it's good to have on the first floor. So we'll close that, and then we'll head upstairs. And here you got a hatch that's buried in this corner. No real need for the double jump hatch since everyone can just put ladders everywhere. Come up here. And you'll notice that there's no second floor. The second floor is used just to honeycomb the roof of that first floor so your main loot is as safe as possible. Come out here, you're greeted by a nice flame turret, and then you'll see some of our defenses for jumping up here. We have these metal barricades. We have these cement barricades, and the cement barricades reasoning is you can't put a ladder here. Face Punch made it so that you could put a ladder on the edge of any floor surface and stuff. These cement barricades prevent that. The other reason why I prefer the cement barricades over, trying to hang these metal ones over is they're 500 out of 500 health, and they only cost 200 stone. If you look it up real quick, it's 200 stone. Just to make a low wall out of stone, it used to cost 150 stone. But now that the low walls are useless, for 50 extra stone, you get something that's got 500 out of 500 health and still prevents people from climbing up. Those cement barricades definitely, actually, is it not called a cement barricade? The concrete barricade is actually the way to go, in my opinion. Plus, these metal barricades cost blades, and who wants to be finding blades just for their base defense? So, we'll drop back in here, and let's go check out the interior. The interior, this is where you're going to have your loot that's moving a lot. You're going to have the stuff that you want to cook down, your ores. You're going to have your meat in here, your food, and any type of loot that you're going to need, you know, quick, that you don't mind losing. Because if you get raided through a raid tower or whatever, this is going to be the easiest floor to get to. It's only 2 doors, and you can get in there relatively easily. So that's the stuff that you're not too worried about losing if you do get raided, since people will be climbing on your base. And then a cool feature here, have the hatches acting as defense. So if you're online and they try to raid you, you drop this hatch, they can't get past this hatch no matter what, but you can shoot through it and help defend your base that way. Or even if you just want to go offline, if you could drop that hatch and make it so that it's another door before they can get in here, because they'd have to destroy the hatch no matter what. So then we come up here, and this is your second layer of turret defense. This is going to be trying to shoot down the twig structures, going to be trying to shoot them while they're trying to raid tower in. Has a good line of sight on all your concrete barricades and the dead spots really from the metal barricades. And it's easy to refill them with these doors. And this way, you know, you could put one door on it like that. You could leave it with no door on it if you want. And then up here on this floor I have set up as a bedroom. I got a bed and a locker, and another bed and a locker over here. And this floor, you know, in here you could be putting campfires, you could put more furnaces, you could put boxes. You can use this space here. See here, this is for accessing the turrets and giving them ammo and everything like that. Or what you could do is convert this into a little bit of a loot room. Nothing too serious, because again, it's easy to get to, but you could like throw a box in here. This is still just that same thing as the other side to access the auto turrets and refill them with ammo and everything. But you could use it for that. You could throw more furnaces in there. You could throw more beds in there if you have more people. This is your way down. So you could also, if you wanted to do bags, or if you didn't want a locker in there, if you wanted to put just bags down, you could fit a couple more bags in there. Things like that. But what you'll notice is there's no access to the roof. Above us is more of that honeycomb that I showed you outside earlier, making it very difficult for them to get into the base. So there, if they get to the very top, it's going to cost them at least 3 floors worth of explosives to get into your bedroom area. If they do that, then you know it's 4 floors total to get down to your next loot area. If they get here and they want to blow through the doors, if you leave those hatches down, that's 3 doors to get here, and then they could blow up. If they're in this room though, they'd still have to blow down, which is another 3 floors. So really, the level of protection is pretty good there. You also have honeycomb down here outside your main loot room. So you have tons of protection for that main loot room. And that's really what it's come down to, is just how well you're going to be able to protect that main loot. And deciding what kind of stuff you're going to leave more exposed than the other stuff. So now that that tour is over, let's get into the building here. Alright, so first thing you're going to want to do is make a normal circle out of triangles, then add a square to each end of one of the triangles, and then fill in the gaps with a new triangle. Put another triangle on the end of each square, like that, and delete each one of the squares that you just made. And then attach another triangle facing towards the middle where those squares were. It might be a little difficult, but as long as you take your time there, you'll be able to get that set up. Alright, so now you can start working on actually putting up the core and the doors of your base. You want to put them up just like I'm showing you here, the single walls and the double walls. And then you're going to box this area in, and you're going to want to put a wall frame up top so that you can put a hatch there eventually. And then just put the walls straight around your core. So now you want to put a double door. It opens inward towards the center, and then another double door. This one outwards away from the center, just like that. Now you're ready to do the inside real quick. You want to put a bunch of door frames up, and you want to do this 2 high. Now you come out here, do another door frame up top, and then box in this little shaft. Now you can put up your hatch, and you want to make sure it's facing the same direction as I put it here. Same thing with the top one. And then you're ready to start doing the rest. Now up here, you want to get this floor done as quickly as possible. Once you build the rest of the base below here, you won't be able to put anything on this floor. So you got to make sure that you do this part first before you do anything down below. So you want to get the doors on here, you want to get the roof on here, and make sure it's safe. Now once you get the roof on, after this you're going to want to start putting your things on here. And remember, you have to put your things on here before you get to the next step. Otherwise you won't be able to. If you want to set it up the way that I had it, I put these 3 furnaces on either side like this. And then I followed that by putting up a fridge, keep your food. And then I followed it up by putting 3 boxes on one side, 2 boxes on the other side. You can also throw a campfire up here, which I don't put down in the video, but it's a good idea to have it up here. So now we're ready to go downstairs and start working on the loot room and basically the main storage area for the base. Alright, now that you're back in the main loot room, you want to put your roofing up. So you put your roof on the outside of each one of the triangles, and then you're going to go ahead and put it on the one side all the way around. And once that's done, you go back and you put it on the other side, and you'll know because there won't be an overhang hanging down anymore. Now just put your roof triangles up and you're done. Now you can throw a tool cupboard down right next to your door here. And you're ready to start setting up your loot room. So you're going to need 2 shelves and 8 boxes for this. And placing them can be a little bit tricky. Try to use this as a guide. You could always set up the interior a different way, whichever way that you would like, if you feel like you can make better use out of the space. You might even want to add some different doors in here, but I tried to leave it a little bit more open than the last design. And now with that set up, you just want to throw 2 double doors here, and you're all set up in your main loot room. So now with your loot room secure from the top and all set up inside, you want to come out and do the actual honeycombing on the outside of the base. This is all pretty simple. Put it up 2 high, do the outside edge first. And so once you have your outside wall up 2 high, what you want to do is go back to each one of the tiles which was originally a square that you deleted at the beginning, and you want to throw a square all the way up top first. Once you have that done, you just go back and fill the empty spots with triangles. And then you just finish off the rest of the honeycomb on the inside. Now here you want to put a doorway so that you can get to the hatch, and a door on your outside. Alright, so now here's a little overview of what you're looking like outside. Pretty small footprint, nothing screaming, come raid me, and you're a lot safer off than most other bases this size. Alright, so now with the course secure, we're ready to make this third floor a little safer. We also want to add the overhang to prevent the ladders, and add the honeycombing around the third floor loot rooms. We're also going to make the space with the wall frames here. That's going to be for your jail cell door, which will have the flame turrets behind it. And we're also going to want to add this hatch and make sure that the hatch opens out just like that towards the door. Do that on both sides. And now we're ready to do the extra overhang. It's going to be 3 triangles, square, 3 triangles, square, all the way around. And then we come out and we put 1 triangle on each square, and then 3 triangles on the other 3 triangles. Now that the overhang's complete, we can go around and put these cement barricades up. I found the easiest way to do this is to stand on top of it and put them down vertically looking like this. What you want to do is you want to make sure that they overhang that edge, about half of it when you're putting it down. And you'll find that they can't go extremely close to the other ones, but you want to get them as close as possible to make sure that no ladders are going to get up there. These also provide a great defense. If you don't want to put up the metal barricades and you want to use this as an actual shooting area, you can, and it'll be fairly safe because these barricades, they take a lot of damage before they're destroyed. 500 health lasts a while. Now that the concrete barricades are up, you can come over here and throw on all your jail cell doors, which are giving you an area to put down a flame turret or an auto turret, whichever one you'd like. You don't have to put these up right away. That way, if you have to find the parts or anything for it, it definitely does increase your defensive chances. But I understand that sometimes it might be hard to find the parts for this. Now once you have the turret set up, if you wanted to, this would be the time to do the metal barricades. Like I said earlier, I really don't think you need them. It's great to have a little bit of extra defense, especially for offline raiding and things like that. But they can tend to get in the way, especially if you want to fight from outside your base. So this is definitely optional. In case you guys are looking for the extra defense, it's a totally possible thing to do. But if I was to play with this base, I wouldn't put those metal barricades up. That would just be me. Now once you have that all set up, you can go up a floor real quick and put down the actual floor here. And once the floor is up, you can start working on the walls. This time we're going to do the wall frames on the triangles and the solid walls on the squares. This is again for another row of turrets. And you put the jail cell doors like that. So now that the outer walls are set up, you want to put your doorways and your walls for the inside. You want to do it just like this. That way you can actually access the turrets that you put in there. And that way you get the extra rooms up here for either a bedroom, a loot room, anything that you want to put really. Now you just have to throw all your doors on for each one of these rooms. You don't have to put the ones on the turret rooms yet. You just want to keep your center safe. Alright, so now that your doors are on there, you're going to want to throw a ladder up here somewhere, just so you can get up a level. And you're going to put another layer of walls up. This is going to be your last level. You want to put this one ring around. And now once all those walls are up, you want to go to your door frame, and you just basically want to fill in all these spots with door frames. This is going to give your roofs something to go onto, and also your ceilings, give you a little bit of extra stability. So now that you have no more gaps left, you need to climb back up there, and you're going to want to put all your actual ceiling tiles up. You only want to put this level on first, so that you can do the honeycombing after this. So now that those ceilings are on there, you're going to come back around and do the same thing we did downstairs. You want to put a roof on the outside edge of all of these tiles. And then once you have it done on the outside of them, you want to go in and make sure you get it on each side of the squares and triangles, all the way around. And then once you have all those roofs on, you want to go ahead and put the ceilings on, and you're ready to move into the actual core part. And the core is going to be the same thing. You're going to put roofs on the outside of all the edges, and then you're going to put them on each side of the triangle roofs above you. And then you just have to put down your triangle ceiling tiles above that, and you're all done. And so that's the build, guys. There's definitely room for you to do more of your own ideas in here. Like I said, you could get rid of these metal barricades. You don't even have to use the turrets if you don't want to. There's definitely room for customization and to make this base really yours. This new update has definitely added more creativity to builds, and so I'm coming up with new ideas every day. Hopefully I'll get some more videos out to you guys soon, but in the meantime, I would love if you guys could drop me a like and hopefully subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up to date with the latest builds and other information from Rust. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll catch you guys later.